Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. It's week 7 in the NFL. This is our always entertaining and usually profitable segment that we do with Doug Upstone, where we get his 3 value plays for the NFL every week. Doug Upstone, very excited to hear your plays for NFL week 7. I didn't track how you did last week. How'd you do?
Overall, Peter, we went 4-2. Value plays, not so hot. But,
no,
you know,
what do you mean not so hot? 4-2? That's great.
The last several weeks.
4-2? You consider 4-2 not so hot? Come on, don't be coy, Doug Upstone.
No, not so hot in the context. Overall, we 4-2. I'll take that every week. I'll take that for life. But in terms of the value plays, not quite as good on the value plays. So kind of like what I got going this week. So we'll see if we can make it happen.
Let's make it happen. Let's hear your value play number 1 for NFL Week 7, Doug.
Value play number 1, Peter, is New Orleans and Indianapolis to go over. Now, the Saints and the Colts have been major disappointments thus far, and their defenses rank in the lower 15% of yards allowed this season. And while Drew Brees and Andrew Luck are certainly not having banner campaigns, when they're going up against these defenses without a pass rush, there's a real good opportunity that the scoreboard operator will be quite busy on this one. To me, Peter, this game has shootout written all over it. And with these two defenses still searching to find an identity, and with the opposing offenses having watched the game film and looking at these two teams, I think they're going to come into this game really confident that they can move the ball and score points. I also find out that the Saints are 7-0 over in the first half of the season the last couple of years, and the Colts are 40-21 over. Coming off a loss, I say play over 52.
That's an interesting one. I'm still scratching my head a little bit about it. Obviously, in their primes, this would be a clear overplay, but I'm just worried that Drew Brees has maybe lost a step, and that Andrew Luck doesn't necessarily have the explosive weapons on offense. Such a high total, 52, but certainly can see your point. We'll see how it turns out. What's your value play number 2 for NFL Week 7, Doug?
My second value play is on the San Diego Chargers this week. Now, as regular viewers are aware, I do a lot of research when it comes to looking at numbers, and part of that arsenal that I put together is understanding different systems and angles, along with looking for other elements. And often I tend to lean towards those, but sometimes you have to just go with certain facts as they're being presented. Now, San Diego went from -5.5 down to -4 against Oakland, and the reasons are there as to why. They're only 3-9 against the spread against Oakland, and the underdog in this series has covered 11 of the last 12. And San Diego, quite honestly, has not finished many games where they could have won. But when I look at this, to me, the single biggest element in this contest is the Chargers' #1 rated pass offense against Oakland's number 31 pass defense. I don't think you can overlook that by any stretch of the imagination. And let's also consider who San Diego has played. In 4 of their last 5 contests, they have played 4 of the top 9 defenses in terms of points allowed. So I think this case, Oakland does not fit that profile, and I got the Chargers bolting to a 10-point win.
That's an interesting analysis, Doug Upstone. I admit that on the opening line, I bet Oakland at 5. I previewed this game with Al McMorty from BigAl.com, and I told him I was leaning Oakland, but my reservations were exactly what you said, just that they don't really have an explosive offense, and that San Diego has such an explosive offense. They can pull away early, they can pull away late. And in light of that, 4 points might not be that much. Al McMorty said he liked Oakland, but I'm definitely concerned about that, and everything you said is very valid. I might hedge out. Those are some good points there. Doug Upstone, what's value play number 3 for NFL Week 7?
Value play number 3, Peter, is once again coming right back with Carolina. Last week, the Panthers went into that game against Seattle, and different outlets had them as the most overrated, unbeaten team still out there. Well, after putting together 11 drives of 80 or more yards against the vaunted Seattle defense, I think the so-called experts have been debunked once again. Now, I was all over Carolina last week, and hey, I got a little bit lucky, especially with the late touchdown, but had the spread covered. And I think with this particular team, with Carolina, with Cam Newton at the controls, they've won 9 consecutive games in the regular season for a 7-2-1 ATS mark. Now, Philadelphia did play better and look better against the Giants, but that's only 1 game. I'm not convinced that Philadelphia is really that good yet. And with this spread down to 3 now with Carolina, and the Eagles 0-8 against the number off back-to-back straight-up wins and covers, and facing a non-division foe that is playing into revenge, I am all over Carolina, and I'll say that the Cats win by 8 against Philadelphia.
I hear you, Doug. The so-called experts. You know what I think of the so-called experts, Doug Upstone?
Tell me, Peter.
I'm not going to tell you. It's a family show. We'll keep it PG here. But I hear you. They were debunked last week. All right, interesting analysis, Doug Upstone. We will see how this turns out. Talk to you again next week.